Have you made up your mind about leadership? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And our idiom and our topic for Supersize Your Business today was all about leaders never lie. Got it from my 6-year-old granddaughter because she shared the belief yesterday that leaders never lie. I was talking about how I do an idiom about leadership every day for Supersize Your Business just for the rest of this month. And she's like, well, leaders never lie, right, Grandma? And I'm like, okay, we need to look this up and find out what people think. But it reinforced for me that our beliefs about certain things in life, about certain topics, about certain things are formed at a really young age. Now, if I was to ask her why she believes that leaders never lie, I'm curious. Maybe we'll talk about it in more depth today about where did that belief come from? Where did that thought come from? Where did that assumption come from? Because if you live your life assuming that leaders never lie, then I think you might be in big trouble, at least in what we've seen in politics. I think it depends on why a leader is in a leadership position. Do royalty or kings, have they never lied through the ages or history? Have they always been good leaders? No, not so much. I guess there's a difference between, and the qualifier needs to be good or bad, and never needs to come out of that statement, because I think human beings are inherently flawed. They're combinations of good and evil. They're good and bad. We have good thoughts and bad thoughts. We choose what to act on, but we have those thoughts. All right, so before I get in depth to that, today is day 1,269 of What's She Up To Now. Just documenting my journey about transitioning from the brick and mortar world, corporate world of business, to the online world. And then, like I've said pretty much this entire year, that I'm also transitioning a little bit back into the brick and mortar world. There's projects I'm doing in the brick and mortar world again. Why? Because I miss it. I think it's fun. It's exciting. And I think following COVID-19 and during COVID-19, it's absolutely positively essential that we have certain functions and certain businesses, again, my belief, in the United States where I live, or in each of our countries of origin. There's certain things that I think we need to have in place to protect ourselves, our independence, and our freedom, etc. Just my opinion. So leaders never lie. What I shared today is leaders never lie is, of course, not an idiom. It's not an idiom at all. It's also not necessarily a true statement. I don't think it's in my experience, it's not a true statement. And so I started to research it on Google, which is what I do with any idiom or thought or belief that comes up and that I'm doing and sharing with my Supersize Your Business folks. And I found some really fun and interesting things. One, lots of things about what makes a good leader. But one of the things I got the biggest kick out of was the 10 biggest lies that leaders tell themselves. And so I shared that in Supersize Your Business because I think it's really valuable. And I think it's a good checklist to ask yourself, do I tell myself these lies? Do I have these beliefs? If I have these beliefs, I tell myself these lies. And I think as I get older and I have more experience leading and coaching and working with different business owners and businesses, I find that I personally have less and less of them, but I really don't know for sure. I'd have to think about or acknowledge and notice the belief, and then actually question it and question, is this an accurate belief to have? Is this true for me? Am I an absolute terrible communicator? Am I an awful listener? If I believe I'm an awful listener, and I think that listening is important to leadership and being a good leader, then what will I do? I'll continue to find ways to become a better listener, a better communicator. And that's part of why I personally, this is one that I listened to about myself. I said, I think that's one of those foundational areas in our life that we can always get better at. And if we want to lead and influence other people, then we owe it to ourselves to become better communicators, to become better listeners, to become better at the things that we know, like most human beings, we all need to get better at. But I thought that was a fun and interesting list. And then I shared and asked, hey, here's a list of 9 characteristics of good leaders. What would you add to this list? Because I personally think that everything wasn't on that list that I would want to have in a good leader. And then, do a self-assessment. How do I fall on these? Am I a good person? Am I honest, trustworthy, ethical, and moral? That's number 1. Am I a visionary? Am I flexible? Am I courageous? Am I customer focused? Or am I focused on myself and what I can get out of things? Am I a great example? Do I live my life and do I exist? Am I authentically a good example, a good human being to other people that I want to lead? Am I curious? I would add solution focused, passionate, consistent, energetic. You have to have some kind of energy to be a leader. Am I ferocious, meaning, or ferocious, meaning I protect the people that I represent, that I stand up for. I stand up for what I believe in, and I defend that. I defend the people that I'm here to serve. Am I compassionate? So that was a good list as well. And then our do one thing every day that centers you. Our annual challenge this year about getting to know ourselves better was about things we haven't made our mind up about yet. It was actually a pretty long saying, and it was from John Keats, and basically our challenge was, I haven't made my mind up about blank. So what is something we haven't made our mind up about? And I'm like, well, I haven't made my mind up about COVID-19. I haven't made my mind up about a lot of global issues. I haven't made my mind up about life and what it means. I haven't made my mind up about myself and what I'm capable of. I haven't made my mind up about love. I haven't made my mind up about certain relationships. I haven't made my mind up yet. And I say that because I want to be open-minded to the possibilities and keep myself, my options open. I want to be able to change my mind. Now, we can always change our mind. Just because we decide something or believe something right now doesn't mean we're going to believe it forever. Just because my granddaughter at 6 believes leaders never lie doesn't mean she isn't going to start to see examples of leaders being less than honest or only out for themselves, or looking for, I guess that's looking for personal gain instead of doing what they were normally. I'm thinking of politics here. Were elected for it. Sorry, dropping things, and I don't want them falling on my feet. So that's what I'm working on. Also working on the Get Up and Go Challenge. Get Up and Go Challenge, the next 30-day free Get Up and Go Challenge is starting on August 1st. Haven't done it since April, so I'm really looking forward to it. This is the first summer that I haven't done an online challenge in, I don't remember how long. I always am doing personal challenges, and I'm usually doing online challenges, but this is the first May, June, July that I have not done a single challenge. Now, people might say, well, you're doing an annual challenge, so aren't you doing a challenge? And I would say probably yes, but I haven't on purpose done a specific challenge to help the people that I'm here to serve. The annual challenge, selfishly, is more about me gaining a skill or an ability or improving some area or aspect of my life a little bit every single day over the course of a year. That's why I do annual challenges, so that I can get better in an area of my life automatically by just doing one little thing every day. This is the 4th year that I've done an annual challenge. I would imagine I will do one next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that, probably until I am not capable of doing an annual challenge anymore. Why? Because a whole lot of things in my life that I want to improve. I believe that I'm always becoming a better version of myself. And as long as I'm doing that and continuously improving, I think that I'm moving in the direction I want my life to go. So those are a couple of things that I'm working on right now. A couple other projects working on with other people that are hush-hush, meaning confidential. But those will come out soon. So what are you doing? What are you working on? What are you thinking about? What do you think about? What have you not made your mind up about yet? I had a big discussion with somebody yesterday about decisions and the way we talk to ourselves. And it kept coming up, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I will say one of the most disempowering phrases that we use is, I don't know. Because it's a lie, number one. We always know. We just might not want to see or look at or listen to ourselves about the thing that we need to do next. And what we know we need to do and what we want to do are often not the same thing, right? Sometimes we know that we need to fix a certain area or aspect or do a certain thing in our life that we think is going to be more painful. It's why we procrastinate, why we do all the things that we do to put things off. It's because we think it's going to be more painful than it is to actually get it done. But the truth is, anything that we're struggling with or challenged with, the faster we face it and deal with it, or at least make one step toward resolving it, the faster we lose all that stress and pressure that's associated with it. So that's it. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow just to update what I'm doing now as I transition from the offline world to the online world, and back and forth, because life is like a seesaw. It's fun to go back and forth and do different things. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. I turn messages on for this, so you can just message me directly. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have an absolutely fantastic fabulous day.